A goalless 1 point draw against Khomas Nampol. Uh, in this specific game, would you say overall it was 2 points lost or 1 point gained?
Of course, for us, it's 2 points lost. We came here to for a win, well prepared, but a bit of tired legs. We are coming from a break, from an sort of off-season recess, and now we had to resume. So it wasn't easy going through the 90 minutes this second time. You need some time to recover as a footballer, at least 48 hours of recovery. But we don't have that privilege. It's not an excuse. Our opponents too, they were on recess, and we all struggled. Especially second half towards the end. You could see tired legs. You could see laziness from the players where they had an opportunity to at least run with the ball and go into advanced positions. They prefer passing because just to take the pressure and the workload from themselves, because had they been fit, of course, we could have seen a different dynamics going into the attacks. But for us, as I said, 2 points lost.
Yeah, I mean, it was a game that African Stars were in an ascendancy. I mean, we had 4 shots on target, maybe 5 shots off target. Khomas Nampol had 1 shot off target, 1 shot on target the entire game. So it was a game lost. It's frustration more than real disappointment. But does it show to the rest of the league that our character is still one that must be respected as we are the champions of the Debmarine Premiership?
Of course, I mean, teams can write us off at their own peril. We have the quality. I think going forward, and when we get our full fitness, I think even Bakonja, you could see unfitness. I mean, when you're unfit, you also don't think properly. You don't see clear-cut chances. Some of them that we would have thought you would have put them away. And but obviously, with more training, more games, and match fitness, I think he will put those ones away. The important thing is that we created, as you have said, too many chances, but then we are just lacking that killer instinct in the final third. And I hope that we will get it in the next 2 matches.
Yeah. And of course, lastly, the next 2 matches, the next game is the Maris MTC Cup game against Blue Boys, a team that you guys dispatched already 3-0, I believe. So a little bit of a break. It's a week now until next week, Sunday. The message to the supporters that were watching live, just to say, oh, we drew, but from the captain, what can you predict for not a scoreline, but how the boys will come out against Blue Boys next week?
Yeah, well, quite a different ball game, cup game. We will not take Blue Boys for granted. They're a good team. They have shown even when they played against us, just that we had scored those goals and at least demoralized them from playing and coming, and then they changed their game plan. But of course, we will expect a more tough game because it's a cup game. They have nothing to lose. They won't come here and respect us. They would want to win the game and advance to the next round. So the supporters must also expect a tough game. It's every team that plays against us. They want to beat us, and so we have to step up and take our game to the next level.
All right, Captain. 4 points in the weekend, not too bad. Cheers. Oh, we're still live, so we now will be joined by the head coach of the team, Coach Ronnie Cananello. In the post-match interview yesterday, you almost were, not to say predicting, but as the game went on, I could almost see exactly what you were trying to say yesterday in this game that we had today. Multiple chances off target and on target. They only had 1 chance on target and 1 chance off target, but the money at the end just wasn't deposited.
Yeah, it's a story of our lives, It's a story of our lives. With yeah, we had very good moments, very good moments to take the full 3 points. But yeah, what more can I say? Everything went out, the way we want. You know, Pakonja could have scored two again today or three. And But it didn't happen. Yesterday he scored two. Let's not be greedy sometimes. We also have other players who could have done better. Harold, just cool down, control, and then choose the most difficult option. And but overall, we played a very good game, honestly.
Okay, so you would say that this is we showed the team on the top of the log that we are still the champions, and it would be a point gained or 2 points lost than a point gained.
No, no, no. It's 2 points lost. If you look at the amount of opportunities we had, it's 2 points lost, obviously. But I'm happy for the press. It's your second day. It's normally most difficult day for your players. In terms of the energy and keeping the energy. Against a team that is on top of the log. The psychological game. In terms of how we predicted how the or how we foresee their game, how they play, the long ball and etc. And today they try to change a little bit, have a mixture of both. But it's a possession game. It's a positional game. Your positional play determines how you move the ball from one end to the other, and if you don't do that on a daily basis, it's not something that you can implement. On the day of the match or before the match, saying, okay, let's put the ball down today, let's play from the back through their faces. But you could see they try, but what they played 2-3 passes at the back, and then the fourth one or the third one or the second one is not always the long ball. So it always went into the default mode. But our defensive balance was quite good today. We had our midfielders very close to the defenders. The spaces were very very small for them to pick up the second ball, and we won most of the second balls today. We won most of the second balls, so we neutralized their game from that angle. And then the final 13, first half could have been already 2-0 in the first 10-15 minutes, and could have finished it off in the second half, but it didn't happen. So we move on to the next game. So we are within 4 points behind. Let's move on.
And there was one question that we saw a lot online, asking for an out and out striker. Of course, the transfer window is coming up, and we don't need to get into how contractually certain players are in and out of the team, but would there be a need to really go out and find an out and out striker? Bakonja is a number 10 in somewhat regards, but not really an ST. Would you look to the market, or are you fine with what you have?
It's got nothing to do with an out and out striker. If you play with an out and out striker, then it means you are pushing that striker into the central defense of the other team. So it goes man to man, and then they have someone covering for the other defender. But that's not what we want. We want to suck the defenders into the midfield, because that Bakonja is good. Why do we want to change if Bakonja is having a field day? How many times does he penetrate through their defense in the central? So it's got nothing to do with an out and out striker. An out and out striker can also miss. So with an out and out striker, it means that now we have to play with crosses. But we are playing a different type of game. We have moments, yes, where crosses will happen, but that's not our game. We want the ball to fit. We want to go break through the lines. We want to penetrate through the defensive units. We want to use the spaces, and it's working. It's what is it that is not happening? Goal scoring. Now the question is, are we creating? Then we are creating. Before today, if we have to question Pasconja today because of missing two goals, the opportunities he had, now you want to alter with we have already altered with the formation. We have already altered with the dynamics, and we end up here. And it's working for us. It's working for us. Now we dominate possession. We have more opportunities than our opponents. We give less opportunities to our opponents. So what needs to happen is to put the ball in the net. That's it. You know.
And lastly, next week is the new MTC Maris Cup. Blue Boys, a team that we dispatched already in the previous weekend. It's a cup game. Our captain just said it might be different with cup games. What will the message be to the boys in the first cup game of what could be an important tournament for African Stars?
No, the transfer window opening, I think, tomorrow. So we can't go in with the same mentality of the last game or think about the last result when we played Blue Boys and think it's going to be the same. It might be different. Will they change their approach? We'll see when we meet them next week Sunday. We'll see in the first 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes whether they are changing their approach. And for us, our game model is the main principles is in such a way that we can deal with any given situation. So yeah, well, Maris means money. So it's a money game. It's not a league game. It's a money game. One has to die.
All right, 4 points in the double header weekend. Well done, coach. And that is the live for the post-match interviews for our 0-0 draw against Khomas Nampol. See us next weekend, Sunday, against Blue Boys. We will or will not be streaming, but it will be communicated via our social media platforms. So stay tuned to African Stars all over Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. My name is Emmanuel Nkora.